All right, well, we are live back here on the YouTubes. So welcome. Hopefully you guys can join us. And once you guys start tuning in, it'd be great to let us know where you're tuning in from. Today we're going to talk about everything San Diego. Surprising.
What?
Since this is what we talk about
Yeah.
every single time we come on here. We're going to talk about a few things coming to San Diego, things going on in San Diego, and then also talking about the San Diego housing market here, because as most of you know, we are real estate agents here in San Diego.
We have to remind people of that.
Yes, occasionally we have to let people know, because sometimes, like, people are like, do you guys actually make money from these videos? I'm like, not really, but hopefully we get people to reach out to us from our videos.
That's right.
Okay, so we're gonna get into a few new comings and goings here in San Diego before we get into the housing market stuff, because we always like to know what's going on here in San Diego. Let's make sure. I always forget how to do this. There we go. Share, not this, the screen, Windows, and share. Cool. So we're gonna start with this one now. Okay, there we go. So big news here, sports news here in San Diego, which I get very excited about.
Yeah. Is
that Major League Soccer is expected to announce San Diego expansion team on tomorrow. Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's big news. I'm hoping they call it the San Diego 56ers, but I do not think that is a big enough market for that one.
And so, I think that's San Diego's kind of going. The soccer scene in San Diego is really booming.
It's going crazy here.
We had just recently. I'm gonna try to remember her name. I don't remember it. It starts with an M. Melissa Monica, the 15-year-old who is a San Diego.
Sorry, we should know your name, but I forgot.
I know. Sorry, because she's important and it's amazing. She's the youngest player to play in a game. A professional soccer game, and she's only 15, and she's from crazy. San Diego here. 15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah,
my daughter's 15.
Where did she go to high school?
I'm not sure where she went to high school, but
the San Diego Wave actually have a home game this Saturday. We were thinking about going to. We've not bought tickets yet, but we might be at that game. So.
Going back to what we're saying, she would be in high school now. So obviously, if she's playing professional
where did she go?
sports,
she
probably doesn't.
She's
go to probably something like that for very special athletes. Yeah.
So if you are a soccer fan here in San Diego, you should be happy about this, because this is the 30th franchise, and it's owned by Egyptian billionaire Mohammed Mansour. And the
Sycuan tribe, who also owned the Sycuan Casino.
And they would begin playing in 2025 at Snapdragon Stadium. Snapdragon Stadium seems to be getting very, very busy lately.
Yes, it is, which I'm so excited about, because before that opened, I remember we'd be driving by there and we'd point it out, and I'd be like, well, I hope that they book up. I hope that they get other things, that it's not just like the Aztecs playing football or whatever. I hope other people utilize that stadium.
Well, they were definitely getting their money's worth out of this, because
100%.
They have San Diego State, obviously. They have the Wave.
Yeah.
Concerts. The rugby team. What's the rugby team?
The Union. The Legion.
Legion plays there. Concerts, events, all kinds of stuff.
Jimmy Buffett was just there other night doing Margaritaville.
My sister-in-law was at that concert.
So yes, that's right. So, I mean, I'm glad that it's being utilized. I'm glad that people seem to like it, and that it's easily accessible from the 15 and the 163 and everything there. So.
So this would, if it does go through this announcement tomorrow, they would start in 2025. So we got 2 more years before that happens, but they'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is excited about a soccer team? Let us know in the comments. Really appreciate it. And again, if you guys are watching, let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, feel free to also put that in the chat. Sorry.
Gotcha there.
This is more of a local thing here in San Diego, and this affects mostly us. This is why I'm bringing this up.
I know.
Because they are starting work in April. No, what is it? It's already May right now. So,
yeah. So how accurate is that?
I don't feel like they've already started this, but I was just on it today. They will be starting to widen the 56 freeway, which has been wanted in this area for a very, very, very long time. Since basically the 56 was created, they wanted to widen it.
And there is space to widen it, which is great. Wonderful job with the roadway planning. But I mean, I don't think it's that congested, but I don't do a daily commute that way.
No.
So maybe if I did, I'd be super, super pumped about this. But I mean, I like the 56.
The 56
the way it is.
Only gets backed up in the morning going west, and then the afternoon going east. So if you're there at other parts of the day, there's nobody on the freeway.
Yeah, but that's right.
but during
but
peak
still,
travel
that's
time.
great. They're anticipating all the growth, the housing growth that you're about to tell us about.
But the problem is they're only doing half of the freeway. So they're doing the west and eastbound lanes from the 5 freeway
Mhm.
to here. I'll show you on my map. I
Not
got
to the
Google Map.
15.
So it's going to start right around here. They're going to widen these lanes and go
Okay.
right past Carmel Valley Road to right
Yeah.
about,
Well, that's where it bottlenecks
here.
the most. That's where it's usually.
and then it stops. And then we
Yeah.
live over here. So then we're,
Oh, I
right.
see. Okay.
So
It's not the whole
we're going to
thing.
get half of it, but this is probably where it gets the most trafficy. And then
Yeah.
it does start to get trafficy again at the end of the freeway.
Trafficy
too, so.
is not a word.
It is
but-
on our channel. Trafficy.
But I
Definition.
like it. I
Okay.
like it. Anyway.
Okay, so
Oh,
if
I see
anybody,
over here.
oh,
Larry.
Larry's
excited for the soccer.
is excited about soccer.
Good.
So are we.
Yes.
So that should be. Well, I'm really curious to see what the name is, but I don't know what.
They didn't confer with you?
They did not talk to me first. I thought they were going to
No,
come directly
that's
to
so
us, but
strange.
unfortunately, that was
They
not the
wouldn't
case.
just ask you directly.
Okay, so this one, I actually was thinking about going to this. So Midway Rising is the redevelopment project of the San Diego Sports Arena, another sports-related topic here on the show. They're having a meeting tomorrow, a redevelopment team for a project update this Thursday, May 18th, at the San Diego Central Library.
Interesting. Okay, so this is the one off of Rosecrans.
This is Rosecrans where the sports arena is.
right.
So they're redeveloping that whole thing. I think they're going to have new photos, new renderings, all that good stuff. So I was here's a beautiful little rendering of it. Again, I love how they're getting a sports arena, but the sports arena is only going to seat 16,000 people.
right.
So we have zero chance of getting a professional hockey team or
right.
NBA team.
That's basically just like my kids' baseball team.
Yeah, well,
right?
maybe slightly bigger. Because like a normal stadium, I think it's about 25 to 35,000, probably something like that. So a little bit smaller.
You could still,
but for a professional team, they need to have more seats. So.
That's true.
But at least
that'll
you
be
get
good
up
for
close and personal.
entertainment. That'll be good for entertainment.
And San Diego Gulls always play
and,
there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have lots of events there as well.
Yeah. I have to ask, that Midway Rising name, it is called Midway Rising?
The area is called Midway over there too.
Midway, but Midway Rising. That sounds ominous to me.
Does.
That sounds like a creature from the deep, like a scary movie.
The area is rising from the depth because that area is pretty.
It needs to be kind of revamped. You're right. I don't know. It sounds like the name of a movie from like the early 2000s.
Sure.
Deep Impact.
Yeah.
Midway Rising.
Some classic movies right there. But they're going to have 4,200 housing units. The development team says 2,000 of these will be affordable housing, which is all the rage these days. And 2,000 will be market rate, which means very expensive.
Yeah. More importantly, though, they're going to have 2,775 parking spaces.
I love parking.
For people like you,
yes, I love parking.
Who really are concerned with parking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had another article I was going to post. This is not related to this, sort of, but at the San Diego airport, they're redoing Terminal 1 of the San Diego airport.
Right, we're anticipating
they're going to actually have a trolley stop at the airport. Did you know that?
No.
And I was just about to look up this article because I just saw it in an Instagram post about it.
So like from like the UCSD area?
Yeah, so you could take the trolley directly to the airport.
Wow.
Which is a game changer for
that would be
San
game changer.
Diego.
But I mean,
travel.
where
it goes to Terminal 1 somehow. I don't know.
And catch the trolley from where up north?
I don't know. I just saw it.
I need this information.
We're supposed to report the news here, so that's what we're doing here.
Well, I think you're on the cutting edge of your.
So who's excited about a trolley going to the San Diego airport? I am. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, next one we have here. Okay, well, now we'll get a little bit into the housing market here, everyone's favorite topic. San Diego realtors who report 13% drop in home sales in April amid lack of inventory. I feel like this is like slight. I mean, yes, there are less sales only because there are less homes to sell, but the market has been very busy, and as you can attest to, lots of multiple offers. Have you not seen that week in and week out? How many offers are out there?
And lower inventory. Yes. So I do still see houses sitting for a couple weeks, but the houses that are really, really like turnkey and ready to go, you're getting multiple offers still, and they're only doing like 2 days of showing.
2 days of showings, get in, get out, and
done.
Send a bag of cash.
Yep.
But the ones I do see, like if you want like to look for a deal, you can still get a decent deal. It's just got to find ones that need a little bit of work. Exactly. You want the beautiful move-in ready homes.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna have to waive things. You're gonna do
Yeah.
all these things to get it.
Everybody wants those
loves
homes. That's
move-in
right.
ready homes.
If you're willing to, and to dig a little deeper, look at when, how long something's been on the market, and yes, if it needs a little bit of work, I mean, I think you're right. That's the time to strike and get one of those homes for maybe.
Agreed. I always try to find the worst house in the best neighborhood.
There you go.
Don't find the best house in the best neighborhood,
Right.
or vice versa. Okay, homes are selling at a much slower pace than a year ago, with escrows closing in the 30-day range, which is actually kind of a normal time. I mean, granted, it was probably shorter, 21, 25 days before. Sales of single-family homes dropped 13%, while condominium sales were off 11%, which I hate this stuff because no one really cares like that there's less homes being sold.
Right.
They just care like where the prices are.
Right.
So I just thought that was interesting. And though home sales declined, the median price of single-family homes ticked up 1% in April to $952,000, but remains nearly 5% under a year ago. And but honestly, they were probably like 10 to 15% before. So we're starting to bridge the gap that we had before. So
just a lack of inventory for sure.
Yes. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, I thought was interesting. So San Diego's pushing higher density and a controversial new state law. What's in San Diego's sweeping new housing proposal? The package would see San Diego embrace the controversial state law known as SB 10 and accelerate the conversion of scrap yards and public land to housing. So basically, they're allowing potentially single-family home neighborhoods to build up to 10 units on one parcel of land. Like tear down a single-family house, build 10 units. Which is, in theory, is probably never going to happen. There could they build, four homes on one lot, possibly, but you have to be within a certain distance of public transportation. So like anything along the coast, probably for the most part. I mean, not on like Del Mar or anything like that, but like Claremont or area around Midway Rising, that sort of thing too. So they could all potentially be zoned for properties that could have up to 10 units, based on size and scale, that sort of thing too. So and I guess San Diego is one of the few cities in California that's actually entertaining this law. So we will see if that moves forward.
What do you think are the negatives there?
Well, I think if you live in a single-family home neighborhood and someone builds a 3-story apartment building right next to you or something, and then just overlooking your yard, might not be the best thing for resale value, at least.
That's true.
So we'll see. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to put them in the chat. We're happy to discuss any questions you have about San Diego real estate or just things going on in San Diego. So let us know. Okay, this is a new community coming into Carmel Mountain Ranch. I think I mentioned this on the last live we did. This is over in Courtney Mountain Ranch where the golf course used to be. There's going to be 826 total residential units.
That blows my mind.
That's a lot of units.
That's a lot of
I think it's going to be mostly townhomes, I heard, but I'm not 100% sure. They actually just started building this. So we're going to go over there and check it out one of these days and maybe make a video about it.
I drove by there the other day. I see how much space they're working with. So 826 sounds like a lot. But if it's a townhouse, I guess you could fit something.
So here, I got a better map of this here too. So it's just east of the 15 and kind of like north of Ted Williams Parkway and a little bit south too. But
which is the 56, also known as the 56.
Yes, the 56. Yeah. Well, once it gets past it's still called 56.
Switches. No, you're right. But just not to confuse anyone, it is So this is interesting because they are taking what used to be a golf course,
and you can kind of see this is all golf. This is like the fairways,
and they're building, and that's the same thing that they did in Poway at the farms as well, but except they did the whole thing.
They did Canopy Grove up in Escondido.
Yeah,
too. It's the same thing, so
I mean,
but the golf course was surrounded by houses on all sides.
So these were homes that originally
had golf course views.
Golf course views, right? Which is probably part of the reason why some of the people bought there or were interested in those homes in the first place. And now there's some new homes going in there.
There's definitely some new, and I think a lot of the neighbors were not super. I mean, if I bought a house on a golf course and then turned it into
15 years later,
to 800 townhomes, I probably would be not super thrilled with the idea. So if any of you guys live over in Courtney Mountain Ranch, I'm sure you are not happy about this. So
But I mean, there's such a need for housing, so here you go. I mean, what would the alternative be if it is no longer if it's no longer a golf course? What would the alternative be to utilize that space?
I mean,
Probably nothing you could
you can't
monetize
make
if you're
like
gonna
13 parks over there. It
right,
probably doesn't
exactly,
really
and
make
you don't make
sense.
any money off of that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, could you make it mixed use? But then people probably don't want all the traffic and
people
restaurants and stuff
traipsing
in
through there.
between.
Yeah, so it is
Because
kind
this
of
area is a relatively quiet
yeah,
neighborhood
it
back
is.
there.
It's just totally residential. I
So
mean,
besides housing, I don't know. I mean, unless someone wanted to buy the golf course and build another
and
golf
do
course
another
there,
kind of
but
golf course, right?
I don't know what else you could do besides
Yeah,
public park.
yeah.
We got one
Henry
question from
Garcia.
Henry over there. Is that a 50 plus? It is not, but
It's
there is
not.
a 55 plus community just
On
west
the
of
other
there,
side.
off the 15
Is
freeway.
that also a former golf course?
It was actually, yeah.
Yes. Okay, guys, this is the trend
So
here.
can you see it? So this area over here, so this is the 15 freeway, this is the 56. So this
west
area,
of the
like right, I
15.
think it's like
Mhm.
right, is it kind of like right here?
Yeah.
This one is 55 plus right here. It's called the Junipers, which is another, actually both of these home builders are Lennar, shocking. So they will, Lennar is building the Junipers 55 plus, and then building the trails at Carmel Mountain Ranch,
which is not
just
55.
begun
Yeah.
construction, and they don't even have a website open for it yet. So, but it should probably be on the Lennar's website. It's probably sometime this summer
Mhm.
if they're already starting to grade and build all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can you post a link to that new community? Yep. Yeah. Hang on one
Sure.
second. So this is New Urban West is not the builder. There it goes. So I guess New Urban West kind of like pitches the idea. They own the land and then they sell it to a home builder. New Urban West is not a builder.
Okay.
So they sold it to Lennar. Now Lennar will be building it. And there's another article here from it, but I don't think I have it anymore.
So looking at the numbers here, they're promising 110 permanent open space acres, which is 70% of the property.
Which is a lot of open space.
That is a lot of open space.
Maybe it won't look as bad as you. I mean, they probably had to compromise on that. I'm sure that number
Yeah.
was probably higher, and that to appease the neighbors and stuff like
Right.
that.
Sure.
They probably had to come up on the open space. But honestly, to get 800 new units over there would actually help a little bit with the housing crunch, at least in this general vicinity.
That's why they're
depending on what price they come in.
Mhm.
I'm guessing if they're townhomes and they're like start at 2 or 3 bedrooms, you're probably looking at, I don't know, 800,000, something like that,
guess.
give or take, something like that. Because it's probably going to be comparable to the Poway Commons.
Yeah.
I think they started even lower. I think they started in the 600s. But it depends if you have outdoor space versus not outdoor space. But this should definitely help if you're looking for something in that area, because it's actually pretty centrally located. You're right off the 15.
It's really centrally located.
And you can get on the freeway very easily. Because the Poway Commons were a little deeper into Poway. It took you a few more minutes to get out there. So it should help a little bit with
and those are good schools in the Poway School District all around that where this
it's all Poway Unified School District, and you're close to shopping, restaurants.
Yeah, there's a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants. That's true. So I mean, it makes sense. I find it interesting that seems to be the trend is buying up the golf courses. And
I mean, like you said, what else are you going to do,
right? And be able to monetize
Are they
right?
adding parks and stuff too? Let's see, pedestrian, bicycle trails.
8 acres of neighborhood parks.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, 8 acres? That doesn't sound like that much when I think about it.
8 acres is not. There's probably one in each little pocket.
Yeah.
They're not going to be chunky. How much is that? How big is our Torrey Meadows Park?
Probably I don't know, but I remember living on the East Coast. I feel like we had
it's pretty big.
Acre.
Okay, so that's the map again. You guys can see this. Okay, so I just wanted to go check in. So now we'll talk a little bit more about the housing market. Wanted to show you the month supply of inventory over here. So as you can see, we're at 1.4 months of inventory, super low. A balanced market would be like 4 to 5 months of inventory. So we were actually trending upward there for a minute. This is when the housing prices really tanked, not tanked, but went down last year. And you can see the inventory was starting to go up. That's what caused prices to go down, because the inventory is starting to go up. And then you can kind of see
here
where we're going.
A downward.
And then April is usually probably the most amount of listings come on the market. I would say March, April, or May are probably the most listings that come on the market. So we're trending a little bit up. And we'll see where May comes in, but we're still awfully low.
Yeah.
And we're talking about home prices here. So I just don't, until inventory comes up and people like literally stop buying homes, or if the interest rates go down, more sellers will come on the market.
Right.
But I think when interest rates are still hovering around 6%, we're still going to have very few listings for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think we'll probably see a little bit of a, like, inventory might creep up a little bit at the end of summer into fall. There's usually like when people go on
Yeah.
vacation, less people are out there buying, and then inventory might start to not pile up, but stack up a little bit more than normal. So if you're having a really hard time getting a house or an offer accepted now, there might be a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel if you wait till like July, August, September. Just my guess. I could be 100% wrong, but usually things start to balance out a little bit more at the end of the summer. So we'll see if that is the case.
Before then,
If you need your house before then,
too bad.
get a temporary rental for a month
Yeah.
or two.
That might be your best option.
Okay, then I just picked out some random neighborhoods, mostly in North County, because that's where we do most of our work over here. So this is San Marcos. I just want to see where prices are. Year to date, median home prices $1,107,000. Last year in April was $1,200,000. So,
Right.
but you see what it was in April. That was up year to date. So $1,040,000, down 16%. Now we're down 7%. So prices have actually creeped back up from our bottom, which we had back in, when was the bottom? Like, I would say October probably of last past year. No, November probably, October, November. So that's that one for San Marcos. If you guys want a particular area, feel free to put it in the chat. Yeah, zip code's easier for me to do. So this is Rancho Bernardo West, which is essentially Del Sur Forest Ranch. This one was such a huge drop. So it was 24.5% drop from April 22 to April 23.
Right.
But now we're at 1,825,000 for the year. This number is starting to creep back up too. So, and then you see it's only 16% from this time April versus that time in April. So that things are definitely coming back up. Like I said, we saw 15 to 20% drops in a lot of neighborhoods. Now we're probably at like 7% versus the peak to trough. So now let's see. So this one is the 92129, the Penasquitas. This one is interesting. So if you look at single family homes, year to date, we're at 1,190,000, down 17% from this time last year. But then if you look at 2022 of April versus April 2023, only down 12%. So this number has also come up. I bet you in May, this number is going to start shrinking even more, just because the prices have come up here quite a bit in the last, I'd say since, when do we see, like March, like February, March is when we start to see an uptick. Interest rates dipped a little bit, and this is typically the busiest time of year for home sales. So I think people got tired of waiting and like, oh, we're going to buy a house, and that's kind of what's happened. So we got a question from our good friend Jerry, who made an appearance on one of our last videos.
Jerry's in our
Is this still relatively easy to get a conventional loan to buy homes? Yes. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're qualified, it's easy to get a loan. So if you have bad credit or don't have the down payment, or your income doesn't justify it, they won't give you a loan. But if if you check all your boxes, it's relatively easy to get a loan. Yes. But they do verify that you actually have a job, not like 2004 when they would just like, you said you made this much money, and they just give you the loans. So so that's kind of where we're at for that one.
Wild times.
And then townhome, look at the single or condos, 525,000 for in the Rancho Penasquitas. That's actually not a bad deal.
No, that's not.
Because back in April 2023 was 725.
Wow. No, I definitely
of this year. That was 12. How many closed sales? That was seven sales. This one is 29 versus 51. So it was 625 last April. Now it's 525. Although that number has definitely gone up, because I've seen in the last like 30 days it's higher. I bet you this is gonna be like 575 in May, but we'll see. What other ones we got here? I picked up a few other neighborhoods here. Carmel Valley is down 7% from April of last year to this year. That's for townhomes. Over here, it's down 14.9%, 2.4, almost 2.5 to 2.1.
Yeah.
But that's been trending up a little bit in the last 30 days too. So we'll see how that goes.
It's hard for me to. You're doing a good job
I know.
giving the numbers.
Sorry, I need
No,
a drink of water here. I'm
no,
getting
it's good.
thirsty.
It's good.
And then this one's interesting. This is Carlsbad Southwest. They always divide Carlsbad into 4 different areas.
It is really big though.
Only down 2.3% from this time last year, which is interesting. And then even here from April 22 to April 23, only down 4%. Why is Carlsbad doing so well there?
Just holding
it's holding strong over there.
Value, yeah.
So if anybody bought in Carlsbad in the last year, you're still looking pretty good overall.
I'm looking for a house in Carlsbad.
Well, more $1,475,000. It's not too bad.
No, it's a good. I know.
Again, those prices are probably gonna be higher next month because you know, like everybody else. And this is Carlsbad Northwest, although this one dropped more, 17% versus what was it, 4% on the other one?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. South Carlsbad holding strong. Northwest Carlsbad a little bit.
That's
wild.
Wild.
I wonder why that is so much.
Yeah.
And then year to date down 9% compared to this time last year. Okay, and then townhomes down 3.7%. Well, look at this one.
Yeah, that's a
883,000. I mean, it's not a lot of sales. I mean, that's probably why it's not as big of a gap here. Okay, let's see what else we got. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We kind of just planned this one yesterday. I posted about the live yesterday. So if you guys were not aware, hopefully you guys can catch the replay. Again, here's that website I told you about, the trails at Carmel Mountain Ranch. If you want to check more about that, kind of tells you a project overview, where that is, and then where's the other one?
So
housing.
A little bit more new construction. I know people are always looking for new construction.
Yeah, but there's not a lot around this corridor. If you go up to the north end, like San Marcos, Oceanside, or go down south to like Chula Vista, that's where a lot of the new construction is.
San Marcos is having a huge,
San Marcos too. Yeah,
huge.
They're building all over the place up there.
I just talked to myself. Midway uprising. Yes. They're having a huge uprising in San Marcos. Yeah, they're building so much around the university there. That's going to be a ton of housing, all different types of housing, right?
Yes, and then I'm putting another thing in this is Lennar's build. This is kind of it's not their proper website, but they have this other website called LennarSDbuilds.com. It kind of tells you all the other ones that they're building. They're also building this one, North River Farms, which I think this one that was in Oceanside. I think it was. Grading begins in March. So I think this is.
So it's already, has it already started?
So this is going to be the community will, let's see, 395 homes by Lennar Homes. The community will also include 25,000 square feet of commercial space, new fire station, agriculture, and open space. Construction activities will include grading, street widening, paving, and stripping infrastructure. Where's the map on this one? Where's this one? Oh, here's the site plan. Let's check that out. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So this is, I guess they're going to have a mixed use type. Let's see if we can see
What
it.
is this?
I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a.
It's not mobile homes.
Industrial or something. I'm not sure what it is.
It could be industrial. Huh.
So where is this located? I can't even see the road names on here. But this is it, wherever it is. So.
Who knows? Tell us if you know where this is.
North River, does it say where it is?
That's kind of an important piece of
so.
Scroll all the way down.
I feel like I looked this up, and I think it was in Oceanside, but I can't remember specifically. Okay, guys. Well, that's all we have for today. You guys are a little on the quieter side today. If you have any last questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll try to do these more frequently, and I'll try to give you more notice next time we do. Oh, one last thing I wanted to tell you guys. I almost forgot to say this was. It's Courtney's birthday, so if you see Courtney today, make sure you wish her happy birthday.
I'm almost through the day without being accosted. So.
Well, it's only 5 o'clock. So
it was Burns' birthday like a day ago.
Yeah, no one needs to know that. So that is all we have. Thank you guys for joining us. And if this is your first time on our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Post new videos every week. And one last thing I want to say, besides Courtney's birthday,
besides my birthday,
we are opening a new Off the 56 home team office.
Oh my gosh!
Right at Merge 56. So if you guys are ever in the area, feel free to stop in, say hello, and There we go. Courtney, happy
Oh,
birthday.
thank you, everyone.
Oh, Deb,
Thank
you made it. Deb finally made it. She
Thank
always
you
misses
for
our show, our lives.
my
So
birthday
glad
wishes.
she made it.
That's so nice. And yes, please stop in and visit us at the new office space. We're gonna make it a cool spot to
Cool
hang out.
hangout spot.
It's gonna be a community meeting spot.
That's right.
Yeah.
So stop by, say hello.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thanks for joining, guys. And
Oh, Steve,
oh,
thanks.
Steve.
Thanks,
Steve.
Steve and Lisa. That's what I'm putting in an order for Carl's Bad House. We're finding one.
It's gonna be delivered today.
It's gonna be delivered. Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch us next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Jerry.